Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the tabular model. So before going to the tabular model, I want to give a brief introduction that we are going to cover in today's class. So in the tabular model, it's a new feature from SQL Server 2012 onwards, and it's a parallel to the Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services, a multidimensional model. Previously, before the tabular model, you have a concept called SQL Server. In the you have it as SQL Server analysis services, that is a multidimensional. Now we are from 2012 onwards Microsoft added one more feature called tabular. So what is a tabular? I can just say it's based on the multidimensional model. They have added some features and removed some features based on the business necessity, and they made it a model called tabular model. That's what simple way is that. And now we are going to see some of the features. In the multidimensional, previously the data used to be stored in the form of Excel, like in the XML files. But in the tabular model, there was it is a main feature in the tabular. It uses X velocity and like a ticks engine, and this uses a storage type called Vertipack. It uses a storage type called Vertipack, and I'll be explaining about the Vertipack storage in a few minutes. That is a major difference, and because of this Vertipack storage model, that performance and the data storage, the way the data is being stored and the way the data is being retracted, everything got changed. Because of that, the tabular model is advantages of retrieving the data faster and the occupying less space. So less space in the sense, traditionally, like they were scientifically proven by doing some research. If you go to the data, like if you see the size of the database, how after like if you have some data and we created analysis services cube, and for the same data, if we create a tabular model, then what is the size of that? So what is the variation of the size, like how much size we used to I can say, like, okay, how much size were occupied after creating a multidimensional cube, and what is the size by creating the tabular model. Okay, so I can say that if we connect into the multidimensional, it is a size of 1 by 3 uh, 1 by 3 size of the database. If you created a multidimensional cube on a database, then it is it was got reduced only one third, but in the Tableau it was 1/10 because of the Vertipack storage method. And at the same time, apart from that, in the analysis services, uh, you can get only data from the relational, and you can't get it from Power Pivot. The sources where you can get the data is very limited. But in the Tableau, you can get in from maximum from all the sources, and at the same time, you can even add the static data to the tabular. Okay, you can even add the static data to the tabular. You can add a static data, and you can get from many sources. And when coming to the security, in the tabular model, sorry, in the analysis model, this is analysis multidimensional, and this is a tabular. In the multidimensional model, you can provide security at cell level, but in the tabular, you can provide the security at row level. Okay, and now we are going to see when to use a multidimensional and when to use a tabular. So if you have more data, Like if you have some data in terabytes, okay, if you have data in some terabytes, i i uh, I recommend to use multidimensional, or else I'll go this way instead of that. When to use, first we'll go with the when to use the tabular model. Okay, for less data, and then you can use whenever there might be chances that business might be using the power pivot, power view, and any SharePoint Excel services. SharePoint Excel services, you can use the tabular. And at the same time, if you want to get the data from more sources, then use a tabular. And if you want to like to I can say that best want to explain is data storage process. If you want to take like when there is a desolated less data, and if you want to retrieve faster for the less data, fast retrieval, then you can use the tabular model. Okay, and at the same time, you can also if you want to, like, this fast retrieval also includes, like, if you want to get more speed on the queries, then that all it more speed for on queries. Yeah. Okay, and then multidimensional. The same, if the data set is extremely large, very large, and that is in terabytes, okay, I can use this. And at the same time, when you want the write back, so in the tabular you can't do the write back, but in the multidimensional you can do the write back into the cube. So there is options in the Excel where you can enable the write back feature, and then you can even write back into the cube. Okay, but in the tabular doesn't support the write back feature. Apart from that, if you want to write some complex calculations, and if you want to build some complex models, then you can use a multidimensional. And apart from that, as I said, multidimensional uses data from only relational sources. Okay, and at the same time, I can, yeah, relational sources. Apart from this, there are some common things which are common in the tabular and multidimensional. You can create KPIs in both of them. You can create partitions, and you can also create calculated columns, and at the same time, like, calculated columns or measures anything. It's a kind of measures in dimensions, and the columns here in the tabular model. And apart from that, you can also have, like, hierarchies created, and yeah, I'll always hierarchies created. And after that, apart from that, there are few other things also which you can use both in the multidimensional tabular model. uh, you can also create a perspectives. A perspective is a kind of views. And but one more thing you have to remember is, in the tabular you will use the DAX commands, like DAX query. In the multidimensional you use the MDX. Okay, and the advantage of the DAX query is that even though if you, you can use the DAX query in the Excels. So generally, the most of the business users, they'll be using Power Pivot, Power View, SharePoints, and they want to use like pivot built in the excels, and most of this all the features are related to the excel, and excel uses a dax queries. So the same thing can be used for the tabular. Okay, it will be easy for you all to do that. Now in the next video we are going to see the major advantage, that is nothing but the storage mode. Okay, so before that I'll give an overview. So we have seen the difference between the multidimensional tabular, and we have seen what can we see in the multidimensional, what can we can get by using the tabular. Okay, this is a major difference which I have given at the beginning. So that is nothing but multidimensional XMLs, and the tabular uses X velocity analytics engine, and multidimensional does the data store. It reduces the data size, but not that much compared to the tabular. And at the same time it can get data from multidimensional, can get data from own relational, but whereas the tabular it can get from any source. And multidimensional, the security is at the cell level, but in the tabular the security is at the row level. So multidimensional has more details security. You can provide the security at the cell level too, but in the tabular you can't provide the security at the cell level. You can provide at the higher level, like row level. Okay, not in not lesser than the row level. Okay, that's a major difference. And apart from that, if you want to consider to use a tabular model, and if you want, like if you have a scenario where you are confused to whether to use a tabular or multidimensional, you can go through these features. Whenever you have the less data, whenever you have the business chance, like whenever business uses Power Pivot, Power View, or if you want to pull the data from many sources, and if you want the data to be retrieved faster. Okay, so and one more thing is that in the tabular model you have no aggregations, but in the multidimensional you can do the aggregations here. Aggregations, and there are few more some more features too, like if you see the actions drill through, you can do it in the tabular, and you can also do it in the multidimensional. Okay, which are common in both of them. So common I'll be writing which are common. And so whenever you see very large data like terabytes, that you can't use in the tabular is nothing but it's a kind of excel where the users will try to pull the data. Okay, so in that scenario it's better to use a multidimensional, because multidimensional has a good features for storing the large data. And the same time, whenever you have, it will be very less like it is not common, it is very uncommon to use a write back method in the multidimensional cube, but in some case if you need that feature, it's better to go with the multidimensional. Okay, but major difference are related to this, which I covered at the beginning. These are the major features. Now and in the next video I'll be covering the X velocity analytics storage, how the data is being stored, and what are the ways it is being stored, how the data is being converted before storage. That all we are going to see in the next video. Thank you guys, see you, we'll meet in the next video. Bye, take care.